Hi everyone, David Garrido here. A very special interview with Esteve Calzada, who you may know from his football transfer review that he's been producing for some time as the CEO of Primetime Sports, but also, of course, now becoming increasingly known as the owner of Sabadell, a football club in Segunda B, if I'm not mistaken. Well, first of all, Esteve, I mean, congratulations. It's for some football fans and indeed businessmen, etc., it's a dream to own a football club, and now you're part of a very select group of people who do so. So why did you decide to embark upon that journey?
I think it was an easy call because Sabadell is a very well-known historical club that I saw playing first division when I grew up, and actually 2 years ago it was playing La Liga too, and I found myself in a situation in which I thought I had the kind of necessary experience to run my own project. So in the past I've been working for other investors that wanted to do to get into La Liga clubs, etc. And I thought, like, why don't I have a look at what's available and that's affordable and has the potential to grow. And actually I made some investigations, I made some interviews, I spoke to some different people. This opportunity became available and it went quite quickly, actually.
Give us an idea of some of the learnings that you've taken from those years of conversations, of doing business, of working with those investors to make you take this decision. What sort of things have you picked up to ultimately end up with you now buying Sabadell and being the owner of Sabadell?
You know what you end up doing over time, and when you not just consult investors but also consult people running clubs or running commercial, etc., you end up telling them or being very good for them at telling them what not to do. Right? Don't do that, because sometimes things seem to be very obvious, and when you've seen it before and you've seen that it didn't work, sometimes it's pretty much more like that. So in this case, when you talk about different investors, you talk to them and they realize that the La Liga and La Liga 2 clubs have become very popular, more interesting, more attractive because of the TV money. Sure. But then, of course, they have become much more expensive. So some of these investors actually will join me in the Sabadell project, and the plan is to basically try to do this journey to get the club bounce back to its level. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be for sure very exciting.
Well, one of the other things of interest, of course, for us here in the UK is Manchester City and their relationship with Girona, and that being, you know, something relatively new. Of course, there's the Guardiola's connection with Pep and Pere. How are they seen for you in terms of a model of how to run a club? Are they something that you can take, you know, interest in and learnings from as well?
Yeah, Girona is definitely a model because at the end of the day, they got the team promoted first to La Liga 2 or La Liga 1, 2, 3, as it's called now because of the sponsor, and ultimately to La Liga, right? So there's different examples that we will try to follow. There's Alaves, which in 5 years, I mean, our modest objective is to promote to La Liga 2. And maybe, who knows, at some point of time, as a dream, to get it to La Liga, right? But you've seen teams like Eibar, Leganés, Alaves, which are cities more or less the size of Sabadell that managed to get the team very successful, and they are a model for us, including, of course, Girona. And we just need to do well. We need to be ambitious but realistic, because promoting from Segunda B is extremely difficult because of the way the competition is set up. But we will fight hard to try to get there.
I'm sure the fans would be delighted to hear what your sort of rough time frame is. Do you have any sort of set markers, 2 years' time, 5 years' time, 10 years' time? Do you look at it like that, or is there another way to look at it?
Yes, definitely. Obviously, as a businessman, you have to do your number crunching and work on your business plan. And for us, I mean, we've been analyzing those projects in Segunda B that are run by people that have the experience and also have the proper backing. And in average, the news is that they normally always end up promoting. The bad news is that it takes some time. So in average, it takes 3 years to promote to Segunda B, but those projects end up promoting. So our business plan has the objective to promote in a period of 4 years.
I guess the other thing about the fans is that, you know, they've seen you come into this club, Esteve, and, you know, give us a sense of the feeling of excitement there is at the club, for the fans, in the town, in the area as well, in Catalonia.
Yes, it's very nice to see that people are very excited, because we came to the club when it was in a very difficult situation. The future was not very bright. So any news in terms of changes at the club would have been taken as good news. Then, of course, when you start the project, it's only been 6 weeks, you get more and more excited because you feel the heat of the people, right? And they interact with me in social media. I try to respond to all of them. I also get very excited myself. I spend a lot of time in town, but then of course I'm aware about the reality of the game, right? And managing, administrating this excitement is a responsibility to us as people running the club. And I'm also prepared when the critics come, because football is about winning and about losing, and we will of course lose, and we need to be prepared for that time too.
Yeah, but it's a real pressure cooker atmosphere. But we know that, you know, you are an incredibly busy man with all of this. Your work with Prime Time, of course, anyway. But you know, it's a really exciting project. Thank you very much indeed for your time. As far as Sabadell is concerned, in Segunda B, 3 words for you: watch this space.